What's up, everybody? July here. I'm gonna go over what I did with the score for Day the Dinosaurs Died. I separated into two sections, music and sound effects and room tones or outdoor tones and whatnot. The sounds I used for the music for the majority came from this orchestral folder here. And there's tons of different options. We have brass, cello, flutes, horns, oboe, trumpet, violin, xylophone, etc. And you'll hear a lot of those. And what I did with the music portions of the score. As for the sound effects and tones, I use this program called Soundly. Soundly has tons of sound effects and tones as what I used. I'll pull it up for you so you can see it. There's a free plan in Soundly, which allows you to get access to tons of free different sounds from everything you see on this list. Cartoon noises, animal noises, doors, crowd, baby, everything pretty much you could think of. However, there's not necessarily any humans in this story, so I stayed near the sounds of monsters and creatures and whatnot. So let's play through it and I'll go over some of what I did.
Long, long ago, dinosaurs were everywhere. They hunted by the sea and high in the hills. They walked across dry, sandy deserts. They ran through wet, green jungles. For millions of years, the dinosaurs ruled the earth. Now they are all gone. How did they die? It may have happened like this. Tyrannosaurus Rex roared. The Dromaeosaurus pack stopped eating. They looked up at Tyrannosaurus Rex. One Dromaeosaurus grabbed a last bite of Edmontosaurus meat, and the whole pack ran. Tyrannosaurus Rex walked over to the dead Edmontosaurus, and he ripped out a large bite. Tyrannosaurus Rex watched for other dinosaurs as he ate. He did not want to share his food. He looked right and left. He looked in front and in back. But he didn't look up at the sky. He didn't see the strange new light there. It looked like a very bright star. It was a giant asteroid. It was heading toward Earth. The asteroid grew brighter and it came closer. Tyrannosaurus Rex did not notice.
Alright, so within this first part, you heard a lot of music. All these sounds I got from the Ableton library over here, from the orchestral section, as I said previously, and then also the sound effects. The effects hits here. Got some sounds here. I also got the riser that played right here when we transitioned.
Like this.
That all came from Ableton Live. Alright, as far as these sounds, these all came from Soundly, from the jungle noises. Hopefully that's what the jungle sounded like back then, but just imagining that it did. Got some growls, monster sounds, some wind, natural elements to fill it out. Let's continue.
And it came closer. Tyrannosaurus Rex did not notice. He just kept eating. Pterodons flew in circles high above Tyrannosaurus Rex. They cried out as the light grew brighter. Tyrannosaurus Rex did not even look up. He just kept eating. Soon the asteroid blazed brighter than the sun. Tyrannosaurus Rex looked up at last. It was too late. The asteroid burst into a ball of fire. It filled the whole sky. Tyrannosaurus Rex roared one last time. Then, kaboom. Some rocks flew off into space. Most rocks fell back to Earth, burning as they came. The asteroid blasted a giant hole in the ground called a crater. This crater was more than 100 miles wide. The destruction had just begun. A wall of fire sped out from the crater in all directions. Thousands of miles away, a herd of triceratops stood in a meadow. They had seen a bright flash of light. Now everything looked normal. Still, they sensed danger. they didn't know where or what it was. A large male bellowed and stomped his foot. He dared the enemy to come out and fight. All of the Triceratops were scared. Only Alamosaurus was not scared. She moved to the next tree and pulled off a branch to eat. Suddenly, the sky glowed red. A blast of wind roared past. The Triceratops were knocked over. The trees bent, then broke. One tree crushed Alamosaurus. The Triceratops struggled to their feet and ran. Burning rocks crashed down from the sky. Trees and bushes burst into flames. One rock struck a Triceratops. He fell and did not get up. The rest of the herd ran on. The fire spread too fast. Soon the Triceratops had no place left to run. Flames closed in from all sides. Then another roar rose above the fire. A wall of muddy water swept in from the distant sea. The asteroid had created a giant tidal wave. The wave drowned the flames, but it also drowned the Triceratops. It left everything buried under a thick layer of mud. Around the world, burning rocks still fell from the sky. More forest fires blazed. Thick black smoke filled the sky. Day turned darker than night. Many dinosaurs died in the flames. Others choked on the thick smoke. Only a few survived that first day. They hid from the fires as their world burned. Weeks passed. At last the fires died away. In the far north, a few Parasaurolophuses had survived. They had hidden in a deep cave. Many had been hurt. All of them were hungry. The Parasaurolophuses limped slowly out of the cave. The day was dark and cold. Smoke still hid the sun. Ashes covered everything. The other dinosaurs were now only bones. The Parasaurolophuses searched for plants to eat, but there were none. All the plants had burned to ashes. For days they wandered. Some tried eating ashes. Some were so hungry they ate dirt. Nothing helped. Each day they grew weaker. One by one they began to die. Soon there was only one left. Then she too starved away. Two small furry animals sniffed the last Parasaurophilus. They were mammals. They had survived the fire in their underground tunnels. The mammals came out looking for food. They dug deep under the ashes and found roots to eat. Some mammals ate dead dinosaurs. After many, many months, the smoke began to clear. The sun shone again in the sky. Plants began to grow from buried seeds. Mammals had survived. Now the world was theirs.
Alright, so we just listened to it through the end of it, and you heard some more music come in, and you will notice that there's some space for interpretation. You should try adding your own to it, your own different melodies, and build on, some type of orchestration or whatever you think would fit within these empty spaces. But as you've seen and heard, the music is coming from the flute, trumpet, bassoon, all of these here, timpani, so on. Mostly from the orchestral section, as I mentioned before. And then I just kept a basic, dark, drony, airy sound here throughout the end of the story.
Source. After many, many months.
So much room for experimentation. If you have any questions, reach out to me and ask.